Hello?
Sorry, I didn't realize I called the dry cleaners.
Oh, 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
What's up?
I got gas, but aside from that, I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, good.
I wrote this down like weeks ago, and I wanted to tell you about it. So like, I get spam emails like everyone does, but this one like, I almost opened it, and then I'm like, nah, I'm better off that I didn't. But I made sure to write down the subject line because you get spam emails for like boner pills and stuff. So this one, the subject line was, "This boner brew makes you a better screw."
Can you forward that to me?
I'm asking for a friend. That's I'm like, good on you, spammers. You're getting a little creative with it, and not just like, we got great stock tips, and stock is spelled with a 0 and a Z. Like all right, man.
Dr. Seuss got gross.
So yeah, that was it. But we have two big comic book movie ish things to talk about. Which one do you want to do first? You want to talk about Kingsman, or do you want to talk about
Let's do
fucking Inhumans?
Kingsman, because I did not see that, but we've both seen Inhumans, right?
Yes. Well, I've seen at least half of Inhumans because I found out like a little while ago that there's more than one. So
yeah.
So Monica and I went to go see Kingsman, The Golden Circle, earlier this week. We actually rewatched the first Kingsman movie because we loved that, and aside from the stupid anal sex joke at the end, it's a great movie. And when I describe it to people, I say, like, if James Bond was created today, it would be like the Kingsman. It's instead of, fucking 50 years ago or whatever it was before, where it's like steeped in like that guy kind of culture. This is the kid from today. It's like, all right, it's modern day, the technology is modern day, the mannerisms, everything is modern day, and it works. Works really, really well.
Yeah,
so now,
and they do away with pussyfooting around sex puns and just straight up say, "I'll let you fuck me in the ass."
Yeah. No, I think the exact wording is like, "You could do it in the butthole," and I'm like, really? Like, I'm like, and it's funny because like, I don't think that Mark Miller wrote that movie, but like I could almost guess that like he was like walking through the writer's room one day and be like, "Nah, you know what'd be great here?" Because he's like real Scottish and he's like fucking sounds like Shrek. And he's just like, "You know what'd be great here? Put the butthole in it. Yeah, that'd be great."
Make her say butthole, donkey.
Back to the swamp, Miller. Get out of here. We told you. Fucking A. Let you go to Hollywood for like one day and you're all talking about buttholes all over the place. Get the hell out of here.
That's what Hollywood does.
Yeah, just gets you nothing but buttholes.
Takes fine, upstanding young Christians and make them say butthole.
So, I feel like there's a larger influence of Mark Miller in this movie than there was in the first one, which is unfortunate because, I mean, we've talked about Miller and his writing, peculiar writing style in it, and it's rough. Like the way I described it after the movie ended was like, which by the way, like throughout the whole movie, Monica's like, "This is awful," and I'm like, yeah, oh, it totally is. The credits start rolling, and I'm like, leave it to 20th Century Fox to ruin a good franchise because they're very good at ruining good franchises. Like, oh, you got Alien? That's really cool. Let's run that shit into the ground. Like, what can we do? Predator? Here's Danny Glover. Like, okay, there's so many better things you could do, better ways. You can start with such promise. Like, that makes me fearful for whatever the fuck they're going to do with Deadpool next. Because started out real strong, next could be total bullshit. So that seems to be the running theme with Fox in general.
Especially since the next movie is all about fan favorite service and shit.
Yeah, so and I feel like the pendulum swing the pendulum swing for Kingsman went like too far. It's like, "Oh, you like this? You picked all the wrong things that people liked about that movie and amplified them." So it's like, "Oh, you like gross out humor? Here, we're going to take a we need to plant a bug on this woman, and the only way to do it is by sticking a finger in her vagina. So figure out how to do it.
God, to be kidding me.
No, not at all. And the fact, like, the way that they shoot it is like going down, and then like you see like his hand go into her panties, and it's like, oh, it's like, come on, really?
Oh, God,
it's just,
dude.
you're better than this, and it's just so fucking annoying. And it's like that. We don't need more butthole jokes, and they totally. Oh, they not only that, but they reference the butthole because guess what? He's dating the Swedish princess in this movie. They're girlfriends.
Well, at least like they're dating.
Yeah. I mean, it's
that's kind of nice.
I mean, they're gonna have a great story to tell their grandkids one day about like, well, how did you guys meet? Yeah, well, you're
in the ass after I saved the world.
Yeah, that's it. So she has a line like, well, you know what happens when you save the world. And he's like, yeah!
Oh my God.
Or he's like, right, bruv, I gotta put it in your arse. It's not what he says, but the guy is actually a great actor.
It's more subtle than that.
Yeah, it's a little more subtle, but he's like, But he's actually a high point. The high points are the very beginning of the movie. It opens with this like really incredible chase action sequence. And then towards the end, as they enter the final battle, was also really good because the director Matthew Vaughn, very good at action. He's very, very good at that. I mean, I remember like Layer Cake, where it was like fucking phenomenal, really well shot, but like everything in between that and everything after that was just like meh. It's just sucks. There's no stakes. It just feels like they're throwing a lot of shit. What it really felt like at the end was just like a bunch of ideas or concepts that were just strung together without a real cohesive plot. So it's like, all right, we want to get a shot of this, we want to get a shot of that, and then we'll kind of string them all together in some bullshit thing. But they bring back Harry from the first movie, who the last you saw him was shot in the face in the Kentucky fucking white supremacist church. They bring him back in this fucking dumb, convoluted way, and it ends up being like it's so wasted. So like his death loses all meaning now. And all the things that he taught Eggsy are just like, oh yeah, okay, well I could just go back to being the schmuck self of my. And it's just like it's so disappointing because that first movie is really, really fucking good.
Yeah.
And then it's just, So,
how is Julianne Moore?
Inconsistent. So
really?
They have her like, she's like this drug cartel runner person who has her secret base is in like a fucking volcano or like some like weird ruins out in like the fucking South America or something, and she's mad because all of like she has to live out here in the fucking in the wilderness because the drugs are illegal. So if only drugs weren't illegal, then we could she could come back and be like the most successful CEO in the world.
Okay.
Yeah. So she like poisons all her drugs and says, "Hey, if you don't legalize all these drugs, then I'm gonna kill everybody." So because like I'm not gonna, but I have the antidote and I could totally give it to all of you, but you need to legalize everything. So
if she kills everybody who uses her drugs, then what's her job after that?
So it's funny you say that because that's the president's response to it. Is just like, guess what? I just won the war on drugs. Like. I'm pretty fucking great. And like
what an idiot villain.
Yeah. So this disease though, it starts off and it's like you get like this blue rash and then you turn like kind of crazy and then you get paralyzed, but like you get paralyzed in the sense that you basically just like your muscles tense up and freeze. So there are people that are just standing there like stuck in whatever position that they're in.
That's not interesting.
No, and like including the Swedish princess who is on fucking like FaceTime on her phone while it happens. So the whole time she's just standing there with her fucking phone in front of her, and it's like, this is fucking dumb. This is the most like bullshit comic book story ever. And then the government's response is like, oh well, we're like they put an outward facing PR effort to be like, oh well, we've turned like sports stadiums and stuff into shelters for people, and then they actually show the sports stadiums, and they're just filled with cages that they're putting these people in. And it's like they're all cages that are stacked on top of one another, and it's like that doesn't make any sense. What happens when that guy shits on? He's on the top floor. He's just gonna go down on everybody. None of this makes any fucking sense.
They're just okay. When they go crazy, are they violent or something?
No,
at least?
they're just kind of. They call it the dancing disease at that point because they just look like they're dancing.
Are you kidding me?
No.
And then they freeze.
And then they freeze, and then they die. Yeah.
And they put these people in cages.
Yeah.
How for what?
I don't know. I guess just like, I mean, it's not contagious. This disease, you only get it if you use these drugs.
Yeah.
So again, it's like that doesn't really make much sense. So Julianne Moore is inconsistent in that, like, at times she's menacing, at times she's crazy, at times she's just like all like loosey goosey, and it's just that could have been a lot cooler had you kind of picked one and just stuck with it. But instead we get like all this other bullshit, and she's like obsessed with like Americana. So she's outfitted those ruins with like
everything looks like a Fallout game before the bomb hits.
Yeah, it looks like it's right out of like fucking American Graffiti or something, or Happy Days. It's like, and here's a diner and a salon, and for some reason she's really good with fucking robots, so she has 2 robot dogs named Benny and Jet.
Oh, gosh.
And that's the other thing, fucking Elton John is in this movie, so she kidnaps Elton John for some reason, and has him like tied up
as
in
Elton John?
Yeah. It's himself. It's Elton John. The Elton John. Sir Elton John.
Playing Elton John.
Yeah. But another thing, like just major plot hole, is that they established in the beginning that he's her prisoner, and he has a fucking like electrified collar on that every time he mouths off, she like, zaps this collar. So when Colin Firth and Eggsy show up to stop Julianne Moore, Elton John is like fucking drop kicking people in platform shoes and a fucking he's dressed like a big like fucking chicken or whatever the fuck his costumes are. And I'm like, and he's like a major factor in Julianne Moore's defeat. And it's like, why'd you take the collar off of him? Like, you had him. If you left the collar on him, none of that would have happened. But it's just convenient that, I don't know, they forgot. Like, it just makes no sense there.
Okay. Elton John has turned into an action hero?
Yeah, no joke. There's actually a scene where he jumps. Elton John, who, I don't know if you've seen Elton John lately, but he's not he's not very trim, okay?
No, he's also a billion years old.
Yeah. So it's fun to see him yelling and cursing, but there's literally a scene where he leaps through the air, and then everything slows down, and he turns and mugs for the camera as he kicks a dude in the face.
Come on.
And it's like, again, like, really? Like, we're better than this. Like, you made a great movie before. What the fuck is this? So, just a whole lot of disappointment from beginning to end with this movie, and like a lot of people that are wasted, like Channing Tatum's in this, totally wasted.
But he's barely in it.
He's barely in it, yeah. I mean, although, like, at one point, so, because he gets this disease, and they decide to put him on ice and, like, literally cryo freeze him, kind of thing. And it's like, you're looking at him, and it's like,
bench Channing Tatum?
What?
They just bench Channing Tatum?
Yeah, so he's in it for, like, maybe 10 minutes tops, and it's, like, really cool, and I'm like, oh, cool, this is going to be really awesome with Channing Tatum, like, he's going to be a major factor, and it's like, oh, no, you're going to hang out with this other guy with a whip. All right, but not
Oberon Martell.
Yeah, like, so not Channing Tatum. No. We're gonna knock him out and put him in a fucking cryo tube, like, next to Walt Disney for the rest of this movie.
That's horseshit.
But he's in there, and for
Pascal,
some reason,
but that guy is not a draw above Channing Tatum.
No. But they put him in this thing, and it's like, for some reason he's got to be in like a tank top and like boxer briefs, and it's like, I mean, if you want to feel inadequate for a moment, like, Channing Tatum in boxer briefs, it's like, what the fuck does he have down there? Because it looks like he had a fucking, like, I don't know, waffle iron down there. It was fucking ridiculous.
He had a giant square dimpled dick.
Yeah, it was fucking nuts. He's got muscles all over, okay? Including his dick.
I'm gonna go see it now, I guess. Oh, Jackie's like, she popped up over the couch again. I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah, so that, I mean, overall, it's just, you know, the whole inclusion of the Statesman could be interesting, but I feel like they're kind of shoehorning it in there as like a backdoor pilot to be like, oh, maybe we'll do a spin-off of the Statesman and it'll be a fucking American version. But no, you shouldn't. Okay, just fucking make the last movie you did again. That's all you got to do.
Remake Kingsman 2.
Remake it.
Immediately after Kingsman 2.
Just make the first movie again, and then everyone will be happy.
I'm laughing at that like it's a joke, but
it'll probably happen.
It's a high possibility in our lifetime, I bet.
Yeah. So I mean, I this is probably going to sound mean, but like of all 2017 has set a very high bar for nerd movies, and this is the bottom of that barrel right now. Like that is the worst movie I've seen this year. And I mean, granted, like I haven't seen every movie. So it sounds worse than it actually is, because it's not like I've seen every single thing that's come out. But I've seen more movies this year than I have in previous years, and that is the worst one I saw so far.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing I've seen this year was Homecoming.
Yeah, well, that was what it was before, which wasn't bad. It was just like, again, the bar is set very high.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing, like, although Kingsman is based on a comic book, it is not technically a comic book movie, so I saw very different trailers than what I'm used to. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah,
it's also
all these
hard
movies.
Like,
yeah, all these movies, and I'm like,
they're not showing an Ninjago trailer
no,
in Kingsman.
No, there was one. There was one comic book movie I'm trying to remember. Oh, they had Black Panther. That was the only one that the only comic book movie that they showed. They didn't have Justice League or Thor or anything like that. And then there were all these other like generic action movies about a white guy taking revenge. And Monica pointed out, it's like, these sound a little like white supremacy-y, or like take the country back kind of thing. Because it's like, white guy gets involved with something, someone takes it away from him, he needs revenge to take it back. And it was just repeat. It was kind of weird.
What was it? What were they? Liam Neeson and Bruce Willis movies?
There was a Bruce Willis one. There was a
really?
yeah. He's got some fucking movie out, and I'm like, I'm good. That was when I decided to get up and go to the bathroom, because I'm like, not a I'm done, and I just got up and left, and I'm like, I don't need to see this. And immediately, right when Bruce Willis's fucking fat bald head showed up on the screen, I'm just like, I'm done. And just got up and went and left.
That's awesome, man. Bruce Willis, like. Fuck Bruce Willis, right?
Yeah. No, he's not a good person.
Bruce Willis hasn't been cool for like 20 years.
Yeah. He's been riding high on Die Hard for fucking ever, and yeah. So all in all, don't go see Kingsman. It's not worth it.
No, I'm going to. I'm not going to go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
I'll see it though.
Yeah, I mean, and Monica was quick to point out, she's like, that's not something that's going to be worth like buying on Blu-ray one day. Like, it's just like, no.
Stream that shit for free.
Yeah.
I'm like, laser whips are rad, so I want to see a laser whip.
I mean, some of that stuff looks cool, because again,
and apparently Channing Tatum's waffle guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't miss that.
Yeah, I mean, the
that's the name of the episode.
Yeah,
Channing
Tatum. I just wrote it down. Don't worry.
I just wrote it down. Just wrote down Channing Tatum waffle.
Yeah, if anyone ever finds my notes for these shows, it's gonna be really awkward. So
yeah, it's like, is this guy the bad guy from Seven? What does this shit mean?
I'm just that weird rich guy from Big Lebowski.
And starring Woody Allen as Luke Cage, Channing Tatum, waffle guy. Like,
what is wrong with this guy? Yeah, that'll be the evidence that gets my kids taken away. Just like...
Yeah, probably. I'm going to testify against you.
I would expect nothing less. I'm
going to be your Mr. Glass.
Yeah, so that was. I'm still so bummed. Like, it was like, and it was like, to make matters worse, like, we went to go see it on Monica's birthday, and it was like big thing, like, oh, we're gonna go see this movie. Like, she loves that first movie. Then we saw it. It was just like the credits start rolling. I had to look to her and be like, "I'm sorry." Like, happy birthday.
Oh man, that sucks. They couldn't even get to a third movie before they started to suck butt, huh?
Yeah, I like, it could just be 20th Century Fox is like cursed in that regard, because it's just like, what you run these franchises right into the fucking ground sometimes, and I just don't get it. They learn the wrong lessons, and that's something that, like, after Deadpool came out, it's like, oh, okay, what are studios going to see this and go, oh, we can make an R-rated superhero movie. Let's learn all the wrong lessons and fill all superhero movies with a bunch of cursing and stuff. And that's why that movie was successful. No, it wasn't. It was successful because it was good. It happened to be an R-rated because it fit the character.
Yeah.
So we'll
Logan was fucking awesome too. So of course they learned all the wrong lessons.
Yeah. So yeah, don't go see that movie. It's not. Wait for that's a wait for HBO or something.
I'm glad that I don't have to, I guess, spend money on a movie, but that I'm probably gonna be disappointed in, I guess.
Yeah. Did you see Lego Ninjago today, or was that next week?
We're gonna go tomorrow. We're gonna hook up with a friend and his kid too, and they could do tomorrow. So we're pushing to tomorrow, and today probably wouldn't have worked out anyway because Jackie had Hell Night last night at the restaurant.
What does that mean?
It was a nightmare. Everything that could have been shitty about a job was shitty last night.
Oh, so it wasn't just like, oh wait, it's Hell Night, like you have Hell Week for like a show or something. It's not just like, no, it's Hell Week. Everyone comes in dressed like the devil.
Yeah, everybody had to work at the restaurant real hard to learn all their lines.
I was very confused. I've never worked in a restaurant. I don't know what you people do.
And the kid today was out of her room by her own accord for about a total of 37 minutes today. So she never put on a shirt. She just had Ninja Turtle pajama pants on and just was like sitting in her room all day. She's like, I don't want to do nothing. Everybody get out of my room. She left all the lights off. Like,
how old is she again?
She's 8, going on whatever age you turn goth at.
Well, I can understand that. I mean, I went through a goth phase. I get it. Don't worry.
Okay.
I was big into Marilyn Manson.
Oh, cool.
yeah, it was. Which, if I don't know if you've seen a picture of Marilyn Manson lately, but he looks like Nicolas Cage.
He looks like a melty Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell happened to him, but I mean, the beautiful people, he is not. I don't. Woof. Yeah, it's fun every so often telling the people at work that I'm like, oh yeah, I had long hair and I wore a lot of black T-shirts with like white words on them. Like
white words.
Yeah, it was just like all like like allergic to sunlight or like the voices in my head think you're crazy or something, and I'm like, ugh. Like looking back on it, it's just like, oh god. My fucking Janko jeans and my fucking ponytail. I get it. Don't worry.
Ponytail.
So yeah, that's that. What about so want to bounce to Inhumans then?
Yeah, I do.
So I didn't realize that it aired. So if you didn't tell me, I wouldn't have even fucking known. That's how like off my radar this fucking show was.
I just found out last night that it was that it came out.
Did it air last night?
I don't know. It was just on Hulu today.
Oh, okay. So maybe it was like a Wednesday or Thursday thing.
It's not, I guess. No, you know what? I think it is Friday because it is Friday because I saw something briefly today. It was like Friday time slot may have contributed to low. I'm like, oh no! I just watched this. That's not why.
Yeah. Well, look. I mean, Friday is always. I mean, Friday is a hit or miss with shows. I feel like if it's for a genre show like X-Files, Supernatural, they're good in that time slot. But when you're trying to put like a blockbuster, no.
If this is a Marla show, people would have watched it.
Yeah.
If it was watchable.
Yeah. So I clearly you didn't care for this.
Oh no. Well, here's the thing. This is a complete fucking garbage heap of a show. I think I'm gonna watch the whole season.
Why?
I was laughing my ass off so hard. I had so much fun watching this thing, watching this community theater production of Marvel. I love it. I mean, like, I love it like I love Batman and Robin. It's not as good or as fun as Batman and Robin, but holy shit, do I love seeing, like, everybody trying their hardest and failing so badly.
Yeah, I mean, I only watched the first episode, but it was real fucking boring, and
Oh, it's so boring, and it's so long, and so much stuff is crammed into like half an hour, and it's, oh god, for something that has to move so quickly in the time it's given, it feels so long.
yeah, there were a few times where like I'm like, how much longer is in this? And I'm like, 20 minutes. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
I also fell asleep in the second episode like 4 times, and like every time I woke up, I felt incredibly rested, and it was still playing.
it's like your new Iron Fist. That's it.
Yeah. Except this was fun for me. I like so the first scene where they're running through Oahu.
Yeah, the running through the Lost set. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, oh man, Lost is all over this fucking show. And that Triton's trying to save that girl Inhuman, who is like hands down the worst actress I've ever seen, until 5 minutes when Susan Sarandon comes in as Medusa. Oh man, does she up the ante for bad acting? Wowzers. But like, I was so happy when she got shot, because I was like, oh, thank God she's not in the show anymore. That kid is the pits. And then the next scene is the grossest sex scene I've ever seen in my life, because it's two like attractive naked people in a bed, but covered in miles of hair. It was so gross. Oh man! And then like I started to like make myself gag, because how much of that hair is the carpet and not the drapes?
Well, there's a thing.
My hair.
There's a thing with what the hell was it called? In I remember, you ever read Sex Criminals, that comic by Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky?
Oh, yeah.
What was it that they called
Yeah.
it? That like there's a term where it's like you have sex like through hair. It's a real fucking term. Oh god. Yeah, I'm oh my god, my Google is gonna be horrible now when people actually like see what the hell I'm googling. But
Channing Tatum Waffle guy. What is how do you come from hair?
Oh, I think fuck, it's like a brimper. Brimping is what that's fucking called.
Weird.
Yeah, it's like a legit thing where like you apparently like you have sex like through hair or something like that. It's fucking
Far
dumb.
be it from me to judge people on what they like and what gets them off. It's none of my business. Fine, whatever. But hey, hair, gross. Feel bad about yourself. That's a shit fetish, and you know it. That's why it's called something cute. Bripping. It sounds like a fart. That's R2D2 language. Bripping.
So yeah, no, that was really gross. Because then like immediately I'm thinking like, is she gonna jerk him off with his hair? Like that probably happens, right?
Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that, and now I'm in. I'm gonna be all about bripping.
But you know what? One thing I liked about it though, about the show, not that weird sex scene, was that Black Bolt uses sign language. I'm like, what the fuck? How is it that they never thought about that in comics? The fucking guy can't talk without obliterating people, and they never thought to make him do sign language?
He is. I mean, it's a huge problem with the show. Not in a show full of huge problems, but like for the bad idea of having your main character not be able to speak. I really liked him. I legitimately liked Anson Mount. I thought he was really good. Except in like the beginning where he's doing goofy faces and shit when he's oh wait, you didn't see that part, did you? When he gets arrested?
No, I didn't see that part. I just saw the end of the first one where he shows up and it's like Stranger in a Strange Land and he's like, I'm in like New York City?
Okay. New York City!
Yeah, that's what happened, right? Um,
Yeah, it's the weirdest fucking paste picante sauce commercial ever filmed. I did like him, and the sign language thing was really cool. But
it's smart, but what I would have liked instead, like I get in the comics that they push the idea that Medusa and Black Bolt are in such alignment that they can speak without speaking. But
yeah,
you take away that because well she just translates sign language because despite the intelligence of the people in the room, which there are several people that are really fucking smart, like Karnak, she still has to translate what the sign language is.
everybody seems very intelligent except for Gorgon.
Yeah.
But nobody has any clue what that guy's trying to convey at any given point when they've all been around him their entire lives.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
Yeah, it's
Still,
like
sign language is very cool.
Yeah,
but
I think that was a nice touch for the character, and it also opens it up to be able to communicate. I would have liked it if they'd subtitled it though, instead of just having Medusa tell everybody this is what this guy is saying.
Yeah, they could have shortened. They could have shortened a lot of the fucking show if they just subtitled it, and just have people respond to him. Like it cheapens everything around him by only having one person be able to translate sign language for him.
Yeah.
It's so stupid that they've all been together forever, and no one can communicate with him except his wife.
And
it's fucking stupid.
And with that, it's like you get a lot of scenes where people are just talking at him, and he's like standing there, like, "Yup, you know, right?"
Yup.
What do you think of the Terragenesis scene? I thought was really fucking weird.
It felt so like their caste system. It made it feel very Spartan-y, where I thought like the Inhumans were supposed to be better than humans.
Yeah.
Like societal wise, and they're just not. Like. Y'all motherfuckers could be putting superpower people in the mines too, and probably not be in such dire straits with your resources. If you just put a guy who fucking gets drill hands in there,
you get fucking Mega Man in there to just fucking kill this shit.
Hell yeah, dude. There was another part that made me crack up was like when Ramsey Bolton, who is also dog shit in this show.
It's a real disappointment. I mean, like, he's not given a lot to work with, but
no, he's not. It's not his fault, but it is bad. Yeah. He's actively bad.
He's chewing the scenery. Like the one weird thing I saw was like the moment after the Terragenesis scene, and the one kid comes out and it looks like he doesn't have any superpowers. The way did you notice how Ramsey Bolton, and he's got a name but I can't pronounce it, but he puts his arm awkwardly on this kid's shoulder. First of all, the kid's like a foot taller than him, so it's a little awkward there. But he does it in the strangest, most awkward way possible. Like he's a robot to be like, there, child. It is okay.
He does that like 8 times in the episode. Every time he's around that kid, he's like, "This is the first time I've ever tried to comfort another human." So pat.
Is that too many pats? I'm sorry. This is uncomfortable.
But that scene where he's like, he brings that kid out, and the kid's like, "I got nothing," from that guy who's like, "What'd you get?" And then the girl's like, she flies, and then he goes to the boy. The same guy goes, "What'd you get?" And the boy's like, "Oh, nothing." And then Ramsey Bolton's like, "Hey, I got or it's okay. They're gonna genetic test him, and I'm sure he's gonna get something great." And then that same guy goes, "Yeah, but you did you?" I laughed so hard. This guy, because they showed the guy, and he's like 2.5 feet taller than every one of the other extras around him. So it's like,
I like that it's
shit. Like, they zero in on him so much, and he's so loud, and all he says, "What'd you get?" "What'd you get?" "You didn't get nothing."
Yeah, like somehow, despite the fact that this is an alien civilization that has been living on the moon for untold amount of years, they got one guy from Brooklyn in there who's like, "Hey, what'd you get?" "Yeah, my power is I talk like this and he make really good pizza. What about you?" Forget about it.
I love this show. There's, okay, and I can't remember. I think it might. I don't know if it happened in episode. It happened in episode 2, I think.
All right.
So you didn't see it.
I may have to now watch this. If you're gonna hate watch this show, I may have to look at it just like to jump into it every so often if I get time for it.
I think like. It's so funny. I laughed so hard, man, until I passed out. Apparently, like, the show took a lot out of me. But there's this part where Ramsey, after he steals Adeline or whatever, he cuts off Cersei's head. Not Cersei.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no! I'm already confusing people. I thought this show was Game of Thrones for a second. After he cuts off Medusa's hair, did you see that part?
Yeah, that was at the end of the first episode.
First of all, okay, what should have happened to make this a good show was just have the whole season on Adelan. Black Bolt's the king, and the coup happens in like the last 2 episodes. That way you get to build a relationship with all these characters, and then maybe you can define exactly why Ramsay Bolton feels the way he feels, and why Black Bolt feels the way he feels. Like you discover these characters through their motivations and everything, and their experiences. But instead, within half an hour, you try to you put this haircutting scene where Ramsay just whips out a fucking electric Norelco.
Where the fuck did he get that? They live on the moon.
Where did he get that on the moon?
Man, Amazon is really good now, guys. They fucking delivered to the moon. Yeah, I got Prime. I picked this up on Prime Day. It was great. It was fucking awesome.
I mean, I have Prime. I'm supposed to get 2-day shipping, but it took a week. I'm not super happy.
Oh wait,
but
no, hold on. I think we figured it out.
out.
That's why he wants to go back. That's why he wants to go to Earth, because he's watching all this like stuff streaming. He's like, "Have you seen The Wire? This shit's fucking great. Holy shit! This is the kind of stuff they're showing on TV every day." All right, my Wi-Fi sucks up here. We're on the dark side of the moon in a fucking weird bubble. And
the only thing we have to watch is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So he's cutting her hair, and it gets all slow motion-y.
Yeah.
And the music like swells like really bad Danny Elfman dramatic music. And I've never laughed harder in my life at this woman screaming and crying and I couldn't believe I was supposed to give a shit about what was going on.
Yeah, because that is something that they make it a point to say that like when you go through the Terrigenesis process, that brings out like the real you. And if that is who Medusa is as a person, and then you shave her head, that takes away her identity as a person.
Oh, okay.
So that's
I didn't get that from the show I was presented with.
That's what it's supposed to be, because like they and just to give an understanding, like I think they've shaved Medusa's head in the comics, but they only like just did it. Like they never had the balls to do that until like very, very recently, like within the past like 5 years, I want to say.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like a ballsy move. It's something, and again, like you don't have enough to care about this character to understand who she is, outside of that she wears clothes with holes in them, and it's like it's fucking weird.
Let's talk about the aesthetics of this show real quick. Everything top to bottom looks like garbage, right?
Yeah, but what I did find interesting, especially in the opening scene, is you could tell like this shit was shot for IMAX, because it's like, here's like slow motion raindrops, and we're gonna see the bullet come out of a gun and fly slow, and it's like, all right, like we get it. You guys had a couple extra bucks to make this one, but now you're on TV, so tone it down a little.
Special guest director Zack Snyder. But like, I mean, other than when they film on location in beautiful areas that are on the actual planet Earth, everything looks like crap.
Well, BJ,
like,
I don't know how to tell you this, but they weren't really filming that on the moon. You know that, right?
That is made painfully clear because the moon, like every exterior shot of the city of Adelan, looks like a just barely pre-rendered, not quite finished set from the Phantom Menace. Like, this whole show is 1996 CGI. It is disgusting. And when you get into the interior shots on Adelan and their advanced society and their beautiful supposed kingdom, everything looks like an Apple store tried to put together IKEA furniture. Like, it's so boring. It's so monochromatic. It's disgusting. This whole show is so disgusting.
Yeah,
and then when they get transported to Hawaii, everything's beautiful again.
Well, yeah.
Like, even this gross city fucking Thorough Street looks gorgeous compared to everything else on the moon.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand why Marvel can't seem to like get TV right. You know, like the Netflix shows notwithstanding, although there are some issues with those, it's just like. Look,
what issues?
Like,
what's wrong with those?
What's wrong with Iron Fist? I don't know.
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't remember the 57 episodes of Iron Fist you watched?
No, I really don't. You know what? I have not watched 1 second of the Defenders yet.
I saw. Well, I think it was you that you linked me to that. It's the least watched Marvel show. It's like Did they burn all the goodwill that they had built up with fucking because of Iron Fist?
I think I'm just gonna wait for Punisher.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah,
I'm just gonna wait to see that on the Disney streaming.
Which that trailer they released looks fucking awesome with the Metallica song in it.
I don't really like Metallica. I think I want to go see Metallica now.
A trailer made you a fan of Metallica? They don't shoot guns and stuff at the show. You know that.
Oh, they better, because that's the only reason I want to go. That trailer's amazing. I can't wait. Like nobody will ever scream better than John Bernthal can scream. Like that dude has this Harambe death growl every time he yells. It's incredible. Like, oh God, I'm scared of you.
That guy's been through some shit, I can tell.
Yeah, man, Vietnam's tough. Oh, he's not in Vietnam in the show, is he? Because he's like 28.
Did you see the I get after like when he got cast for the Punisher, it turned out that like he was buddy with Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man, and like they apparently like helped each other like rehearse and get the roles that they got.
Isn't that sweet?
I'm like, that's great. That's awesome.
What a nice little like fun celebrity family Marvel is.
Yeah. They'll never meet in any place else on screen because that's completely. They made that clear. That shit is separate. But for now,
until they want to remake Civil War,
which that'll happen. So fucking Inhuman. I'm trying to think if there's anything else good. I mean, I guess the fact that they shaved her head was probably like they all realized that this fucking headdress thing that they put them in, they put that woman in, it looks dumb, and it's because it was a giant wig. So
yeah, it looked terrible.
Yeah, so now they got her out of that.
The CGI is also terrible, but like her fight scene was the best fight scene because all of the fight scenes are the worst choreographed things I've ever seen.
The one with Karnak when they come into his room, like that was awful. Because it looked like he was moving like so slow.
So slow. And they keep rewinding it.
Yeah, because it's like I don't fully get what his powers are, but they're not to be able to. He's not the fucking Prince of Persia Sands of Time. Like it's just that
he can rewind things and figure out probabilities and see the future. And be a compass,
I thought it was
he can do too much.
Yeah, I thought it was just that he's super smart and he can recognize like weaknesses and stuff and see like, oh, okay, if I want to take, he's like the most brilliant military mind, basically.
Yeah. And also arguably the best part of the show. I really like Ken Lang, and also speaking of Lost, fucking Lost is all over the show. He's really good for what he's given, and he can be charming in the show with in certain areas, but like in the second episode, he is the most wasted thing I've ever seen in anything.
Oh, that's a bummer.
And after he just gets teleported by alone on the island, and he's like, I have to find my king, and he's on this cliff, and he starts to climb down the cliff, and he's doing well for like 5 seconds, turns around, smiles because he's doing so well, and then immediately drops off the cliff, bashes his head, and has no lines for the rest of the show.
Wow.
Until one scene he's like, what have I become? And then just walks off, and it's like, wait, what are you talking about?
What? That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. I love this show. This is like, now I understand how like bored housewives in the 80s felt when they watched soap operas. Like, I was by myself today in the middle of the day on the couch with nothing to do. I watched this and I was like, oh, I'm riveted by this wet trash heap.
Lockjaw looked fun, but he was wasted, I felt.
He didn't. He only looked fun because he was a cute dog. That thing still looks like garbage.
Yeah, and they had nothing for Crystal to do either, because it was just like, oh, you're like a teenage girl who seems to be the only person who can talk to Lockjaw.
Yeah, why? How come? How come she's the only person? Why is it that you people can't figure out how to communicate with things that can't communicate with you after spending decades around that thing? Why? Also, I don't like that his little tuning fork is just a patch of fur. I want the tuning fork sticking out of his dumb fucking flute face.
Although
I want to boot that snoot, not just a patch of fur.
I did like that they didn't put Black Bolt in the little fucking tuning fork on his head, but they did have that during the Terrigenesis scene. It's like, oh, for some reason he's wearing a headband. Like, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Whatever. It's a honey. It's a real bad show. But uniformly it's bad. Like I can't understand, like every now and then, like a show, you know, it's gonna be a shitty show, but you'll find like 2 or 3 redeeming things in it, you know, like.
And you can argue, like, look, it's the pilot. Like, the pilot's usually not great to begin with, and I wasn't expecting much from what they showed in terms of trailers and stuff, but this was like worse than what I expected.
You know what it succeeds at? Like, nobody tried. When have you ever seen or been a part of something where no one gave a fuck? Like, and that's part of the fun for me watching this show.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. It's something that, like, it's like this. It's a paycheck, and they're all probably paid handsomely for this work, and because and it's a Marvel thing, but man,
it's a Marvel thing that is going to lead to nothing too. Like that's also the weird part to me. Like they should have not aired this.
Yeah, cause
like it lost it. Like I mean, they paid for their season with the IMAX shit, but I mean, like, there's no review that has anything good to say about it. I'm the only person who enjoyed watching this.
And you enjoyed it for the wrong reasons.
I ironically enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, I legitimately enjoy Batman and Robin. This is so much worse.
Like, yeah, and plus, like, it's just Marvel's, like, continued efforts to make people care about the Inhumans. And it's just never going to happen. No. They're nowhere near as cool as the X-Men, and they will never be anywhere near as cool as the X-Men.
No. I mean, I guess I assume that they already have their money from advertisers, but this show's canceled. This show's not seeing season 2. There's no way. And while it does break my heart, like I don't understand why. How did it get this far? How did this show get to this point to be put on TV the way it was put on TV?
Well, look, no one sets out.
No one making the show paid any attention to what their job was day to day. I mean, it's Marvel TV on ABC. Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is what it is, but like, holy shit, this show was a nightmare. Like, nobody did good at all. Direction's not good, acting's not good, costumes not good, sets aren't good, plot's not good, script's not good, nothing's good, and nobody picked up on that until now.
Well, no one sets out to make a bad thing.
Yeah, but like there are supposed to be people put in place when this kind of money is being thrown around on a project to say, hey, you guys need to do this over. Like,
let's fix this.
You forgot to carry the one at some point, and you need to start over.
Carry the one. Yeah. So was there anything that you enjoyed unironically?
I honestly just Anson Mount and Ken Lang out of kind of obligation, just because I like him and everything else I've seen him in.
I mean, that guy's got he's got a good nerd cred on him, because he was in Lost, he was in Force Awakens, he's in
Last Stand.
Yeah, he was in X-Men Last Stand. No, but I mean, he was in there.
He was good in it.
Yeah. So he's got like some good nerd bona fides, is that a word? Yeah.
I don't know. What am I, Spanish? But like he was good in the first episode, but like the writer is not good, but he was good. But he's just Ken Lang. Like, I just got what I expected to get out of him.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I like what I expect out of him. But other than him and Black Bolt being handled pretty well, aside from the fact that you didn't figure out a way to make the rest of your characters more interesting to support the fact that he can't carry a show because he doesn't speak.
Yeah, I mean, I'm torn, because like, if you're really gonna commit to doing this, like, I kind of want to see if I could just find time to watch this bullshit show.
It's not going anywhere. I'm sure it's gonna be on Hulu forever. Like, they're not gonna just take it off because it got canceled.
No.
They leave all kinds of canceled shit on Hulu, so there's plenty of time. And no one's tuning into our show for our timely reviews of Marvel's Inhumans. Like, no one's watching this show except me.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to. Well, no, because like, what I could do is just put it on while like I'm working or something, and then just let it play that way.
Honestly, I don't think you'll miss anything important.
No. I mean, look, if the fight scene was any indication, like, the action isn't really their focus with this kind of show.
It's so bad. Medusa's hair is just the worst.
They made the fight scenes in Iron Fist look good, which is saying something.
Like, really good.
Yeah.
Because
it was just like stilted. It looked like they like filmed him just like slowly walking around the room and then sped it up. Even then looked slow. No, they just went really slow. So it's like, oh, okay, like, you're just not moving fast at all. So this is not really going anywhere.
And they pan out too, so you can see his body and how awkward his body is at fighting, and it's like, oh man, it's just top to bottom. The show is the pits, and I love it. I laughed so hard. I don't like. I hope it goes on for 20 years.
No. Come on. There's got to be a line there somewhere. No.
If it's always going to be this level of badness, I would like to always be able to watch new episodes of it.
With the amount of actual good television that's out there right now, it's tough to dedicate time to watch something I know is going to be awful.
I think it's only 6 episodes.
Oh, is it? All right, that makes it a little bit more tolerable.
And I guarantee you, it's the only it's the last 6 episodes.
Series finale.
Yeah, I saw a thing the other day where the showrunner was like, "I have 3 seasons planned out." I'm like, "You the only one, motherfucker." Because a lot of these actors are probably putting their resumes out already. Ken Lang's gonna be in DC in a month. I guarantee it.
No, I think he was probably pissed he didn't get that Hellboy role, and it's just like, man, it went to the other Asian guy.
He's too short, and he's not intimidating. He can't do it. Daniel Day Kim is going to be cool.
Yeah, no, he'll be great.
I like Daniel Day Kim. Also, Lost.
Yeah.
He's great in Lost.
Although,
the show that could figure out how to communicate with the character that didn't speak any fucking English.
So it sounds like, I mean, they took the worst parts of Game of Thrones and Lost and squished them together.
Yeah.
And now you've got this show.
Yep. Precedent between Channing Tatum's waffle cock and said, "Here, this is the best we could make on such short notice."
Thanks, Channing. We'll see you in the Gambit movie. And he's like, "Yeah, mon ami." And I'm like, "All right, you got it, man."
I guess we won't.
Oh, shit, before I forget. So I totally forgot to bring this up last week when Keith was on, but, he wants to wrestle a bear, right? Which is fucking incredible. There is a comic book on the stands right now called Shirtless Bear Fighter.
I saw it. It looks awesome.
It's fucking incredible. It is so good.
That's how I saw it. You reviewed it.
No, I didn't review that. I reviewed Kill 'Em All.
Oh.
Did you see that one? That one you'd like too.
This wasn't a while ago where you reviewed Shirtless Bear Fighter?
No,
I don't know how I saw this. I assumed it was just from you.
Yeah, no, I haven't had a chance to review it yet, but I think there's like 4 issues out, and it is fucking great. It
looks incredible.
It's so fucking crazy. So I'm disappointed I didn't bring it up last week because that's what I will now envision what Keith's life is like. It's just in the pages of Shirtless Bear Fighter.
Just that fucking action, bro.
Yeah. It's not even an action, bro. He's just like a wilderness man who I don't know, was raised by bears and had a bad experience, so now he hates the bears, and the bears are terrorizing the city.
I'm thinking of something. I'm combining 2 things that I saw. I know Shirtless Bear Fighter.
You're thinking of Americarati.
Americarati.
Yes.
That's what I'm.
Yes,
that's
I reviewed, and that is fucking great. That's another great one.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's like every action movie trope put together, and the character, the way they drew the character, he basically has Channing Tatum's waffle dick in him because it's like
I saw that's a lot in those pants.
Yeah, it is. But that book is real good, really fucking good.
Powerpuff Girls art style.
Yeah, it is.
Like Jesus. Why you got Mojo Jojo's helmet in your pants, bro? Did you watch? I know we're running out of time, but did you see American Vandal?
Not yet. No.
You have to fucking drop everything and watch American Vandal.
I have time this week because I took the whole week off to prepare for New York Comic Con. So I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday that I don't really have anything to do aside from cleaning a little bit of my house and making sure I have everything in a book bag for Thursday. So I'll look to watch some of that stuff.
Have you watched any other true crime documentaries that are on Netflix, like Netflix original ones?
No, I haven't watched Making a Murderer yet.
You can probably skip that one. That shit is fascinating, but we ended up not finishing it just because it's impossible to listen to those people's accents and not get angry that you shared the country with them.
Yeah. No, so I haven't watched much.
Everybody's a piece of shit in that show too. So but we watched The Keepers and the whole thread of these things. Well, what kind of makes them all similar is they're shot in similar style and they're treated very, it's heavy subject matter, so it's treated incredibly, and this is Oscar-winning fucking shit as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
and American Vandal. You know what it is?
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it.
It's amazing, and it's treated so seriously, and it's not played for comedy, and it ends up being one of the more brilliant friggin' documentaries on Netflix. It's so
but
great.
Is it a real documentary, or is it?
No, it's fake.
Yeah,
it's from
right.
Funny or Die. Funny or Die did this, and like they made one of the best documentaries I've ever seen, and it's so dumb. Like the first episode is straight hilarious. It's like, oh, this guy's drawing dicks, and they keep saying dicks. But like it starts to like become a real like documentary kind of thing. Like they just treat it exactly like the rest of these incredible true crime documentaries on Netflix. And it's great. You're gonna fucking love it.
Nice. No, I have to look it up. I'll try and watch it this week. I finished.
It's also got the added bonus of not bumming you out and taking away all hope for humanity, like the rest of the true crime documentaries on Netflix always do.
Yeah, I finished Castlevania, and I was like, that was all right. Like it didn't really do anything for me because I never played the games. So to me, I'm just like, oh, okay, like that happens.
I mean, you didn't have to.
Yeah,
like, the games have nothing to do with that cartoon.
It just didn't really do anything for me.
Oh, that sucks. I thought you were gonna like it.
Yeah.
I really liked it, and I hate anime.
All right. I don't have anything else to add to that. I mean, there's some. There's some anime I like. Some I haven't really watched much in the past like 10 years. So.
Sure. I mean, I guess for anime, it's very Americanized. I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, like Warren Ellis wrote it, so it's not like it's like a true blue anime. You know, sure. I mean, it's all dubbed. It's not like it's all made in subs. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, is that the lingo?
Yeah.
Is that the lingo of you fucking video cassette fucking bootleggers? Did you ever finish Uzumaki?
Yes! Oh my god, that fucking book was nuts!
We should talk about that next week.
Oh my god, that book scared the fucking shit out of me. Yeah. It's just fucking A. Yeah, let's talk about Uzumaki.
We should definitely talk about it next week.
Holy fucking shit, that book.
It's a lot to pack.
Yeah. All right, so usual stuff, folks. iTunes. I heard our stuff isn't working right on Stitcher, so I'm going to try and fix that. But that for some reason, every so often, I have to like kick Stitcher in the pants to be like, fucking update. And it's like, oh, sorry. Okay, I got it. There you go.
We're not sure if we're still a business yet. We keep forgetting about us, too.
So I will, so that I'll try and fix. But yeah, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, RagingNerdOn.com has everything as well. You can also send us anything, send us emails or whatever at ragingnerdon@gmail.com or ragingnerdonpod on Twitter. But yeah, that about does it then for this episode. I've been James Ferguson.
I'm going to name my son Channing Tatum's Waffle Cock.
Nerd on, everybody.
Waffle Cock. I'm calling everybody Waffle Cock.
I don't know why that was like the first thing that came into my head about like, you know, he has like a big thing shoved in his pants, you know, like a waffle iron.
Waffle iron? Like that's the only big thing.
I don't know why that came into my head.
Well, clearly waffle irons are the most dick-shaped thing.
Obviously.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yep.
I want you to take a look at your own dick tonight and see. I want you to trace it and see if it looks like a fucking waffle iron to you. And if it does, I want you to go to the doctor tomorrow.
It'd be great if I sent you a picture tomorrow and it just like looks like one of those hand turkeys that kids draw around fucking around Thanksgiving.
Ew.
I think I did it wrong.
That, you know what? I'm sure there's like 6 DeviantArt pages that have that exact fucking drawing on them. Just a fleshy hand turkey made out of mushroom tips.
That That should have been the name of this episode. Jesus Christ.